Hey divas, hey gents, welcome back to another video. I am MTDNPHILLY if you are new, and today we are going to shape this unit. I am going to tag some pictures of how it originally looked the first wear, the first day, but because this is a synthetic girly and it's also a textured girly, texture plus synthetic makes an extra kinkier, more natural look for the brown girls. And I want to shape it. I feel like it gets a little frizzy down in this area. I have been ride setting her, but to be quite honest, as stiff as the ends are getting, because it's like that synthetic curl, I want to shape her out to my face. I don't think I want much of like a shag of the curls. Like, you see how it's really perfect in the front. It gives me that nice kind of wand curl type of vibe, but down here is where I feel inconsistent. So when it comes to resetting and deciding on major factors in your life, I think the summertime is the time where people try to say, okay, where are we within this year? Are we happy with how we're going at the 6 month point? Or is there some things that we can change before we say, damn, we fucked up this whole year? You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I do want to say take the time to do a major recap sometime in July and sometime in August, as opposed to waiting until December 31st to be saddened by the fact that your year didn't go how you wanted it to go. I don't think we're all motivated by just social media anymore, but we're definitely still trying to be successful, and all of our successes goes to social media. And I think it's the quiet successes that's like more effective, if that makes any sense. You want to travel more, travel more. You want to save more, save more. You want to be a millionaire and start the business, start the business. And if you fail, if you succeed, at least you tried. There's so many people out here that don't try. It's insane. And those be the people that kind of weigh in on everything that you do. You ever notice that? Like, you haven't tried, but you're weighing in on my life. And that's the scary thing. You don't want that from, outside noise. So my encouragement is, if there's things that you want to do, don't start at January. Don't start at December 31st. Start at your 6 month point and finish your year out strong. Next, I want to talk about the dating thing. I think for me, I had a twisted kind of, how do I say it? I had a spring fling, basically. The spring, it was really beautiful. We shared some really cute moments. But by the time the summer came, that thing was long gone. We still try to hold on to whatever, but I don't know. I feel like now that feelings can get involved, because this each season you get about a good 3 or 4 months out of each season, and I feel like the little spark is going and the real personality is showing up, and I don't know. I just feel like it ain't fucking working out. You get to know each other or whatever, and you slowly see that maybe that person don't like you that much. You know what I'm saying? So I think one thing you have to do is be realistic with every goal that you have in mind. And for me, you really have to be realistic with love, because that, if you have a relationship and it's up and down and it's rocky, that holds on to your emotions. Your emotions hold on to just how you feel overall. And if your relationship ain't right, there's a lot of other things that can just experience pitfalls because you're just not together. And I feel like at this point, if the relationship is inconsistent, take the L. Tell yourself, like, you know what? Okay, I gave this the best that I could. You can even have that conversation, but if for me, I feel like the person isn't open for the conversation. So if their emotions isn't involved, don't involve your emotions. And allow yourself to enjoy just things that matter overall. So I think I'm going to go with like right here. And I feel like even right here, that constant rubbing may disturb the curls, but you get more of a fresher start when you take away those jagged ends. It might still do the same thing over time, but you got a little bit of wiggle room to slay. If this is toxic to my emotions and not aiding to my emotions, it's going to turn into, what am I doing to myself? This is so much lighter. I was given lioness. Do y'all see this? Insane. Cutest top though. Big hair to me should be shake and go, as opposed to that inconsistent curl. And now full on body. Thumbnail. Yeah, I think it's really fun to date, but if it's not going anywhere, I think once you get past the infatuation phase, like I can't keep my hands off of you, suddenly it gets kind of awkward, because once you constantly keep having relations with a person, your body is now requesting some type of substance. Now that you have been satisfied, your body is now wanting something to sustain you throughout the day, because you had your fix, you know what I'm saying? But you need those subtle things to sustain you throughout the day, whether it's reassurance, whether it is acts of kindness, whether it is quality times with that person. Your body is suddenly going to tell you, hey, I want more. And if that person isn't giving you more to sustain you after you get your fix of being a situationship, the FWB, friends with benefits, or being just a side piece or something like that. And once you get that fix from that, itch that you're scratching, when you're away, you're going to need something to sustain you. And even though most men often hide their emotions, they need that reassurance too, especially when they're asking you, whose is this? Do you miss me? Even when they text you the BS texts, like, what are you doing? Where are you at? They want that reassurance that you're not with someone else and that you're sitting around waiting for their time. Whether they make you a priority or not, you as a woman and him as that partner or that male partner, or that just your counterpart, period, just your person that you're dating, in essence, you need reassurance. And after a while, after so many occasions of casual sex, what tends to happen is your body is going to want more of something. So after a spring fling, after a 3-month period, a 6-month period, your body requests more substance. And suddenly you may feel remnants of the L word. You may feel moments of attachment, whether you want to realize it or not. Now, you can block it out, or the person can turn you off in so many ways, or turn you on in so many ways, where you can separate the two. And sometimes as women, the hormones that we give off and the attraction that we give off and the interactions that we have, you know, whether it is soul matching moments or whether it's soul connecting moments, what tends to happen is we catch feelings. We are more submissive. We're more smitten. And if that person isn't on their type time, you have to move on. So the summertime, like I said, is just a time where I've noticed I always kind of come out of either a spring fling. And spring flings aren't just haphazardly. I feel like spring flings really stem from, especially for people that are not willing to commit. Imagine this. If you're dating an FB, if you know what I'm talking about, and typically he dismisses a girl around the holiday, meaning Thanksgiving, he's home with his family, he's doing his own thing, he may have you in like a sneaky link status. You're not getting invited around the family. So there's no relationship there, there's no courtship there, there's nothing happening. Now, here comes Christmas, same ball game. He's not spending any money on you because he's broke, or he doesn't want you to catch holiday feelings. New Year's Eve, he pops out for a little short minute, and then Valentine's Day, he disappears again. Then there's tax season, where certain people just want to be around because it's a shared moment. Not necessarily they're using you. You can share the check, or you can book the room and they can pay for the flight, or something like that. And then they disappear again right after the funds are going, right after the fun is going. Or you have situations where they pop back up right around the springtime and you have an amazing time. It's cool. Everybody got a little bit of money in their pocket because tax season just passed. And now, you know, you're just having a ball. But when the fizzle pops and when the fizzle is gone, and now you don't have all that extra money plus your regular paycheck, and it's summertime and it's scorching hot, and everything is out and free to see, and it don't cost much to have fun. You go to a free event and, you know, look fabulous in the clothes that you bought 2-3 months ago. And now here we go again. You lost connection. So that's why I say that 6-month period will kind of tell you a lot, because it tells you what was real and what was fake, honey. And for me, it's like, I think I realized certain situations just was unreal, like really unreal. And it was just happy moments of adulthood. Adulthood, we have happy moments. We have times when we're up, times when we're down, and that's when love is good. And sometimes love can be basic. It can be whack as fuck. You know what I mean? So I think with relationships too, if it's not working, give yourself that 6-month period to like really realize what's going on. And once you see what's going on, I think that allows you to assess whether or not it's worth continuing. And if the trajectory of everything is going in that path in which I just explained, then yeah, I wouldn't continue it. I wouldn't drag it out for the rest of the year. Not to get to the point where at the end of the year, you are sitting in front of a vision board, reassessing your whole life with tears and wine and your fucking girlfriends, and licking or stamping or using Elmer's glue to put together a new board. Sometimes it's not a new board. Sometimes go back to that board in 6 months and say, somewhere around June and July, hey, let's cut this shit out now so I can really get what I really wanted, because I was sidetracked for a second, you know. And honestly, speaking on the vision board shit, This year, I didn't even do one. I just stuck with the one that I've had for the past couple of years. And I realized that some vision boards are not a yearly accomplishment. It's impossible. We put too much on our vision board sometimes. I don't care what nobody says. If you have more than 4 things on your vision board, you have put too much on there. And I have a lot of things on my vision board. And sometimes all that stuff does not get done in 1 year. So when it comes to your career, when it comes to your education, when it comes to your goals, when it comes to your love and relationships, try to reassess everything at the 6-month point. Shit, if you do a 6-month vision board, I think that's more possible. And you have every right to change your vision and curate it to what you need when that time comes.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different. You must be made for me. Patience is nothing. In and out, in and out, in and out. Arguing, trifling, difficult.
So what I like to do when I'm clipping the back, because it's hard to reach the back of my head, I like to put everything upward and try to go from there for the shaping. So what I'm going to do, I'm happy with the sides for now. So I'm going to take the sides, all right? And these little big clips from the hair store, they do come in handy. So I'm going to section this other side off as well. So another thing that I realized is family. Over the past couple years, I have had this feeling about family and this idea of what I thought family would be. By now, technically, I probably should have created additional family of my own. Kids, a husband, things of that nature. But what never leaves is the ones, your day ones. You know what I'm saying? The aunties, the uncles that you've always had. I realize you cannot change people. Either we say to ourselves that we're not going to deal with it because we don't have to, or we say to ourselves, I'm going to disappear, put myself out the picture. I realize that I want to have a balance. Because even when I do have children, I want them to know their relatives. Of course, if relatives are extremely toxic and dangerous to be around, by all means, just love them from afar or cut them off. But when it comes to when you're sitting in that kitchen with those women and y'all going at it and y'all arguing over petty shit, I think sometimes you have to learn to agree to disagree. And I think once you learn the beauty of agreeing to disagree, meaning you weren't right, I wasn't wrong, meaning I heard you out, you heard me out, and we're not creating a conflict over the fact that we didn't see eye to eye. We had a mutual understanding that, yes, you had a different opinion than I. We heard each other out, and we didn't make a fuss about it. And we still laughed, and we still drank, and we still, shooted the breeze or whatever. And you weren't ignored. You are still considered. But I'm not about to sit here and argue with you. And you ain't about to sit here and argue with me. And there's a agree and disagree on that too. That if you decide that you do not want to let it go. You can still stand tall on what you feel from afar. You know what I'm saying? Let your shit out when you get by yourself, and when you are mature enough to come back to the situation, we can regain living life. You know what I'm saying? We can regain creating happy moments. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with you taking a chill pill, but if you want to be family when you come back around, you have to agree to disagree. You have to be mature and talk and consider that we all live differently. We all feel differently. Just because we have the same blood running through our veins, every fingerprint is still different, just like our emotions, just like our mind. So now this looks like a whole different style. These water bottles will save you this summer. Period.
I'm not with nobody, cause I don't wanna hurt nobody. Did it over text, didn't call me. Still got love for your mommy. I know you wanna be somebody, even if you gotta leave somebody. Yes, I'm hurt, yes, I'm dead.